Today I'm going to go and do something I don't normally do, and that's paint in gouache. I was going through my paints and pulling out some of the old gouache that I just stopped using and I haven't done in a long time. So I thought I'm going to paint today's lemon challenge with gouache and let's see what happens. My name is Vita Ebenson and I paint grease. Before we get started, please like and subscribe and click on that notification bell so you know when I have a new video up and out on this channel. So we've been doing a 30-day lemon challenge and this is day 11. I was not able to come and paint yesterday, so I'm making up for it this morning. This painting challenge is to paint one subject, a lemon or two lemons or lemon slices, but you're painting a lemon for 30 days, one small study per day. The point of this is to, number one, if you're a beginner, to learn how to paint form, because if you can paint a lemon, you can paint anything. And for those of you out there who already know how to paint and you have your habits and you're stuck in those habits, this is a great opportunity to shake things up a little bit and try new things and expand yourself so that when you go back to painting the way you normally paint, you will be a fuller, more expanded, more experienced artist. And you will find that after 30 days of painting lemons and stretching yourself out, that when you go back to painting the way that you normally paint, you have a greater sphere of knowledge and of experience that you can work with that will help you create the landscapes, seascapes, portraits, whatever it is that you love to paint, will help you create them more effectively. All right, let's get started. I don't usually use gouache. I'm primarily an oil painter, but I find gouache to be very forgiving and a beautiful medium once you get the hang of it. So I've got on my palette a titanium white, lemon yellow, vermilion red, ultramarine blue, and be adding burnt sienna here. And then I also added some yellow ochre. I've got it laid out on a piece of parchment paper or wax paper with a wet paper towel, and I just lay the gouache right on top of that. I'm sketching out the basic placement of the lemons. I'm using a watercolor pencil, a violet color, because it'll just blend right in and disappear. It's the same pencil that I also use when I want to sketch out the oil paintings. Usually I sketch out the basic shapes with paint right on the canvas and move into painting in the darks right away after that. Here I just wanted to get the placement. As you know, in this lemon study, this 30-day lemon challenge, this particular week, getting the placement of the lemon, the one on the right hand side, I've struggled with that. So I've got an hour to paint and I want to see what I can do with the gouache. So I'm going to come in and do a wash. So I'm going to create a basic purple color because I'm going with the complementary colors again. I like the way it turned out, and today I'm going to go with a purple background rather than a yellow ochre to do that again, to see how that plays out in today's painting, because These lemons are sitting on a white board, and it is morning. And morning light is cooler than evening light. And I'm hoping to get that across as well. And I don't know, it's the more you paint something, you remember I talked about this, right? The more you paint the same scene or the same subject, for this month it's lemons, the more you really begin to understand how the lemons work, you get more acquainted with them, it becomes easier to create the form and to make it look the way you want it to, when you understand how to mix the colors, what you need to do. And what I love about this 30-day challenge is that it really gives you the chance, if you are already an artist, to really shake it up and try new things. And I found it very, very refreshing today to do this gouache study. I have used gouache in the past, but not extensively. It's kind of a once in a while thing. If I know I'm going to be gone for a few days, and I'll take my gouache with me because it's easier than oil paints to set up in a plein air setting, and lighter to carry and things like that. So I have used them, but not extensively. And while I'm painting here, I'm thinking of how much I am enjoying this medium. So going in and just getting the various planes, and my color mixing, one kind of blends into the other. I pretty much use grays. So this is an example of mixing grays. I haven't got any rogue colors on my palette. It's a basic limited palette. It has a warm and cool yellow. Oh, let me make that correction. It's not a yellow ochre, it's Indian yellow. So it's a warmer yellow. So I have a warm and cool yellow and just one red. I'm using a warmer red today. The ultramarine blue, I'm not using another blue, and burnt sienna, which is basically an orange. So these can all be mixed, and as you can see, I am very liberal on my palette, somewhat messy. You'll see later on as the painting develops that I'm adding here and there, a touch here, a touch there, because most of your paintings will be mixes of the three primaries in one proportion or another. So it may just be a dot of blue in your orange mixture, but it will be enough to tone down the blue and make it more beautiful on your canvas as you're painting. So I hope you can follow that well enough. You can go in on your YouTube settings here to the speed. There is a way to slow down this painting if you want to see more time and more detail. You're free to do that. Okay, I'm adding a little bit of a warmer greenish, grayish color by adding in some of the yellow in front to create that somewhat of bringing the lemon colors down into the foreground, and also to warm up the foreground just a little bit with I mean, it's kind of a green, and then in the background pushing it back towards a cooler blue or purple color, just to work with the complements again. I'm mixing the Indian yellow with the lemon yellow and some burnt sienna, which will get you know, kind of a dull down orangey yellow for this back lemon, or the one on the left. Just trying to make sure that I have, first of all, and most importantly, the values. And because the surrounding area, and because it's morning light, things are cooler, and so as a complement, right, I'm kind of warming up my shadow area and the shadow side of the lemons, and making them more burnt sienna, which is basically an orange, and it's a warm color. And doing that because generally, if you look on a cool day or morning light, that you will find that the shadow areas are warmer and the light areas are more cool colors. So I wanted to work with that as well. And again, trying to stay within the hour. I'm still ill-equipped with getting the right, I can't get the same brushwork or smooth transitions that I'm able to do with oil paints, and but that's okay. That's okay. I took a few deep breaths and allowed myself to not think about oil painting, what I can do in an oil painting, because at this moment I am painting in gouache, and it's a different medium, and I have much to learn about it yet. I'm trying to get the actual lemon, and because now this lemon has been sitting out here for a week, it's beginning to dry out, and it's not quite as fresh and vibrant as the first day. And I want to paint what I see. And so I'm trying to get that duller color on the lemon half, and get the pith without it standing out too much. And very quickly in this painting, I was pretty satisfied with how quickly it came together. Didn't struggle as much as I have this past week with painting these this lemon, this 2 lemons, or lemon slices. And I don't know, maybe it's just because it's the morning. I'm fresh and clear-headed, and later on in the day I'm just a little bit more flustered, tired. Too many things have gone on during the day, and I'm working with that. Here you can just take a little bit of water on the rag and clean up the palette, but you can see how one color is just mixing into the other, and I create new little sub piles of paint to get exactly what I need. And again, it works when you're using a limited palette. If I had a lot of different colors, I would be more careful about my color mixing. Going around with that pith area, you don't want to use one color, like one white tint. It's using cooler and warmer, and just in certain areas, making it stand out, being the lightest. The lightest tint and value, and putting that all together to really make it look more realistic. You want to break it up a little bit. You give the viewer enough information to finish the scene in their minds. So that might be kind of an odd thing to think about, but it works. It's a cooperation with you as an artist and how you want the viewer to see or finish off the painting. And it's quite a beautiful thing, and it's not just like a TV show where you see everything, it's all taken care of for you, you just have to sit there and watch it. This is more like reading a book, and you get to create or finish the scene in your mind as you are reading. The words are there to tell you what you're looking at, what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, but you get to add the final touches and the details, and to make it work for you. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about creating art that for me is really the most incredible part, the most incredible expression, knowing that I am painting this, but I'm not alone in the creation of this art, that you are there it may be one of the reasons why I love creating art so much. I thought maybe I would darken it there in the corner, but just quickly got rid of it because I like the spotlight kind of view, just keeping the shade in the background just slightly cooler and just slightly darker to I get the sense that it's, moving back. And I'm quite happy with this little painting. Here's the little painting. I'm quite happy with it. I really liked how the gouache came together, and of course I've been painting this same scene, these two lemon halves, for the entire week, and so I came at it today with just much more ease. I knew that I was able to create the form more effectively and just get it all working the right way. And it was just a nice surprise that in gouache this happened. And it's been a long time since I've painted in gouache. I was painting in gouache back in May last spring when I was in Rhodes and doing plein air studies there. Gouache is a great medium because it's similar to oil paints once you get the hang of it, right? But it dries immediately, and it's just great for plein air painting and doing studies. So I'm pretty happy with this. I like the way it turned out. Hold on, we got a glare. So again, if you want to join us on this challenge, we've still got 2 weeks left. A little bit more, so you can chime in and test your skills, see where you're at, understand who you are better in your tiny little studio with the way that you approach a painting, the way that you handle your colors, everything. And it's just it's a great thing to do, and probably something that most artists should do, at least once a year. Just settle in and go with painting lemons or whatever, right? But painting one thing and working towards expanding yourself and expanding your art and coming to being just the best artist that you can be. So with that, you guys, be inspired, be creative, be you. Don't forget to click the like button again and subscribe, and I will see you all again tomorrow.